All I know is that I'm just gonna like continue to invest in myself and invest in what I love to do. And I just am hopeful that, you know, the world is gonna meet me on the other end. My name is Amy Guan, and I am the maker behind Modokot. Modokot means nothing goes to waste. It actually is a slang phrase in my home dialect. I'm Chinese, and my family is actually from the southeast part of China. We're from Huiping, and our neighboring village is Toisan, so we speak Toisan. And growing up, my grandma, she raised my sisters and me. You know, she would cook dinner. Like, we didn't have very much growing up. And so when she would cook dinner, we would have like the same meal all the time, like rice, Chinese sausage, scrambled eggs, right? That was just kind of like our basic meal. And so we would eat that and we would get tired of it. And so we would have rice left over in our bowls, and we would kind of scoot the bowl in and say, we're done eating. And my grandma would look at us like, no, Modokot, you have to eat every grain in your bowl. Like, we don't have very much. In the house, the motto she really lived by was Modokot, like nothing goes to waste. That's in our food, that's in the materials that we use. I didn't realize how much we lived by that phrase until she passed. She passed in 2019, and you know, I started to think about what that meant for me in my life, and not just in the material things and not just in the food that I eat, also in just my passions. Spending all this time working a crazy 9-to-5 job, feeling so depleted every single day, you know? And so during COVID, I had made a sling bag from some fabric that I picked up from Japan. It's actually this sling bag right there in the red. That's the very first sling bag that I made. And I had made it and posted it on Instagram, and so many folks were crazy about it. They kept asking me, you know, if I was selling them, if they can reach out to me for custom orders, and I didn't really think anything of it, you know. It turned into 70 bags by October, you know, and so by then I had already sold and taken so many custom orders that I just was like, oh my God, I think I'm on the right path. Like, I think I should keep doing this, and I think I should keep pushing myself to really fine tune this pattern that I have. I think going back to my grandma's, you know, saying of Modokot, it really challenged me to think about what my values are and what I wanted to do with the stuff that I love to do, my talents, right? And what has been so fun about making is that I can collaborate with people who have these ideas. And I'm so lucky to have a partner that is really like all in this. And so he bikes, right? And so one night he was just telling me, you know, it's kind of difficult to find a bag that meets my needs. They're all so stiff, or they're too big or too small. They don't have enough pockets, you know, and just aesthetically it doesn't meet like what he would want for his bike. And so I said, that's doable, like let's make something. And so one evening we just got together, sat down at the dining room table and just wrote down, what is it that you want this perfect handlebar bag to look like? What is the functionality that you want it to meet, right? And so we created the breakaway bag. And so this breakaway bag was really made for Alex, and just keeping in mind someone who is constantly on the go. So we live in San Francisco, like we commute on our bikes sometimes, and having something that can just go from handlebar to your shoulder was critical. I mean, especially for me, I don't bike all the time, so I want to rock a cool bag, but I want the extra functionality to put on a handlebar, and really making use of like what you have so that you don't have two pieces, right? This is like 2-in-1. So a lot of the things that I've learned really started from my mom. The exposure was from my mom, but a lot of the skills that I'm applying into bag making today are actually learned on my own through YouTube and makers in the community. A lot of customers actually have reached out to me to repurpose a lot of the sentimental pieces that they have at home. One of them is a Louis Vuitton dust bag. I was actually pretty nervous working on something like that because you can't just get a Louis Vuitton dust bag anywhere. Like, you have to have a LV bag in order to get that. So a customer came to me with that, and I decided to upcycle it and repurpose it into a full-on sling. And that was really fun. It actually challenged me because I had to be really meticulous because there was no extra fabric for me to use. But I loved that this customer came to me because they had no use for this dust bag. And that's what I've loved about Modokot. It's really challenged folks to also think about the things that they have in their homes and what they can use to repurpose into a functional piece. But yeah, that's been really fun for me to just repurpose things. And another fun project that I've done is repurposing a rice bag into a sling too. That was fun and challenging on its own too. Looking at all the pieces and materials that you have in the house, things that you would think you would throw away, and challenging yourself to make something out of it. And so I've loved doing that. I want that to be a bigger part of what Modokot is. Modokot is also about not putting your passions to waste and your talents. And I think
Wait, that looks so fun.
an effort, kind of like a gift to myself. Like Modokot has been a promise that like I'm not gonna put my talents and my passions to waste, and I'm gonna share what I know that makes me feel good with the world and with others, so that they know it's possible too. Like I had no answers, right? I still don't have the answers what it means to start a business and follow your passion really. All I know is that I'm just gonna like continue to invest in myself and invest in what I love to do. And I just am hopeful that, you know, the world is gonna meet me on the other end. And so like when I was sick and I couldn't go to school, I would just look out the window and like see all my friends having fun across the street.
Oh my god!
So yeah, we live really close by, and it's nice to like be around a familiar neighborhood, you know?
That's so cool. And that you stayed here.
And we've stayed here, yeah.
So dope.
Yeah.
Dang. I love
And
that.
then my cousin lives down all the way at the very end of the street. So it's just a whole family affair, just having fun. Thank you.
This doesn't even look like this. Look at this little guy.